Oh, looks like somebody did a burnout in the garage. Definitely wasn't me. What's up, dudes? I think it's about time we introduce you guys to this monster of a scooter, the Noisy Cricket. Appropriately named after a small gun in Men in Black that was deceivingly powerful. Just like the scooter, man. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little walk around, let you know what we're dealing with here. You know, first thing you're going to notice right here, well, you may not notice it, but it says right here on the gas cap that it's unleaded gasoline and oil mixed together. That's just to throw you off. I don't really want you to know what kind of serious juice we got going up in this thing, so it's kind of a decoy. I'd open it up and show you, but it's a secret. Next thing you might notice here is it looks like the fender was broken off, but really it wasn't. It's taken off on purpose. That's because, well, this thing lays fatter clouds than your best vape, so what was happening is that fender was holding in all the smoke from the tire spinning and from all that power that it was choking out the engine. So the only way to really let it out was to get the fender taken off, so that's why we did that. I know you guys have been looking at this, so I might as well tell you about it. It's this aftermarket filter that sucks in air faster than a turbo. And then if we look down here, it may seem like that fuel line's leaking on accident. It's actually done on purpose. That's because, you know, this thing's pushing so much power that it's not even measured in horsepower. It's cheetah power, because everybody knows that cheetahs are faster than horses. So basically what was happening is I'd have to put super glue on my hands every time I went for a ride so that my hands would stay on these grips. Because when I pulled the throttle, it basically just ripped out from underneath me. I couldn't hold on. So we had to put a bleed valve here on the fuel line just so this thing would really be you know, rideable. If you're still not convinced about how powerful this thing is, just take a look at what we got right here. You can see it says right on it, DDM Racing. That's racing right there, so you know that it's fast. Earth Surfer ported. That's right, this thing's ported. And you know, going along again with the whole Noisy Cricket thing, you may notice that this thing doesn't even have an exhaust on it. You look right in there, you can see straight into the piston. That's because the last time we were doing a fat burnout in this thing, towards the end it just blew the exhaust right off. It's basically got too much power to even have a straight pipe, so we had to just take it off. This right down here is a little exhaust decoy, because when I get pulled over by the cops for being too loud and they tell me I don't have an exhaust, I just point to that and say, hey man, it's right there. And if you're ever riding around, there's people watching you, you want some more street cred, we got this little grinding plate right here too, so you can bust out some sick grinds. Last but not least, and equally as important as everything else, we got a Rasta line right here for good vibes, obviously. Try not to get too jealous. So on the channel today, we have two mechanical monsters, 1 and 2. Both are going to be featured today in a burnout contest. Now you may already think you know who's going to win, but don't underestimate the Noisy Cricket. And if you're not convinced and you still think this thing doesn't stand a chance in a burnout contest against an M3, just remember that the Noisy Cricket can do a wheelie and the E36 can't. Alright, now let's go ride this thing out for a little bit, just to get the motor warm and ready for the fattest burnout you've ever seen. That was a pretty good first attempt, but I think there's a little bit more left in it. Let's give it one more try. Did you see that? This thing laid down so much smoke, I just saw a storm warning on my phone. Puts down more rubber than your Honda does, that's for sure. Alright, now we gotta put her away and let her cool down a bit. When you're pushing this much power and doing burnouts like that, you really can't run it for more than a minute or two, or else you start shooting liquid hot magma out the exhaust. Some people worry about their cars waking up the neighbors when they start it in the morning. I don't worry about that. I worry about the scooter. So after that little demonstration of power right there, we definitely have the cops after us. I think we're probably a 4 or 5 star wanted level. So now we gotta get the heck out of here to Mexico so we can give the E36 a chance at the burnout contest, a shot at redemption. Okay, so here's what's actually going on here today. So a couple videos ago, when I mounted the camera on the outside of the car and we did some drifting that I let you guys watch, we at the end of the episode, I got out and showed you guys what the tires look like in the back. I said that they were pretty much bald, and I didn't really feel safe driving tires like that on the freeway with how torn up they were and chunks coming off and everything. But I just can't take tires off the car if there's even an ounce of tread left. So I needed an excuse to go do a big burnout in the E36, and so I found one. So now what we're about to do is take the M3 out to Mexico, and we're gonna do a big burnout. I have to be a little bit careful because I don't want to do a big enough burnout that it's going to wear through to the steel belts. I still got to be able to drive this thing home. But I do want to do a big enough one that it's going to be cool and it's going to be smoky, and I won't have to look for another excuse to burn off any more rubber on these tires so I can switch them off to the new ones. I'm really anxious to try those things out, and I've got a little something else coming for you guys about the tires and the wheels in a future episode. We have now arrived here out in the Mexican desert. The M3 has its work cut out for it. I'm sure you guys noticed just how much smoke was coming out of the Noisy Cricket. We got to send it to win, but I think we can do it. I'd say that was a pretty good one. Ooh, those lines are pretty fat, but we didn't leave big piles of rubber as the Noisy Cricket. The whole inside of this thing is shredded off. I'm gonna let you guys be the judge on that one. Let me know down in the comments who won the burnout contest, the Noisy Cricket or the E36 M3. Well, life's not good to everyone in Mexico. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed what was kind of a random video today with the Noisy Cricket and the E36 M3 and my little excuse to do a burnout. We are going to be putting the new tires on the car very soon now, especially after today, so stay tuned for that. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and if this is your first time heading over to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. What do you say we do one more little pull with the windows down? Of course, I say that right when a cop drives by, and a BRZ. Radar's not going off, I think we're safe.